A very good morning to everyone. Children, you all have completed lesson 1, that is sentence and kinds of sentence. Now let us do a recap of this lesson. Children, there are 4 kinds of sentence. They are declarative. Declarative sentences are simple statements that tell us something. These sentences always ends with a full stop. For example, the lion is the king of the forest. The sky is blue in color. These are simple sentences which are telling us something that the lion is the king of the forest. This sentence is declaring us something that the sky is blue in color. Now let us come to interrogative sentence. Interrogation means asking questions, children. So these kind of sentences always asks a question. It ends with a question mark. For example, where do you live? Question mark. At what time do you get up? This is also a question, children. So these sentences always ends with a question mark. Imperative sentence. These type of sentence always tells someone to do something, children. For example, go to school now. It is a command. Please give me a glass of water. It is a request. So these type of sentences are commands or request. These sentences also ends with a full stop. Now did you understand what are imperative sentences, children? They are commands or request. Now let us come to exclamatory sentence, children. These are sentences that show strong feelings. Strong feeling means when you get angry, when you get sad, when you get extremely happy. So these are the strong feelings. It always ends with the exclamation mark. So exclamatory sentences are those sentences that show strong feelings, children. These sentences ends with an exclamation mark. For example, I feel so sad. I'm very sad today that I'm not able to go to school and see you. That is why I'm so sad. What a wonderful flower I'm having in my garden. What a wonderful flower. This is also a exclamation. It is a strong feeling which I am showing that it is a wonderful flower. Did you understand, children? Now, let us come to the next part of the chapter, that is subject and predicate, children. Till now, we have understood about the kinds of sentence. In this chapter, we are going to study about the parts of sentence, children. A complete sentence has 2 parts, children. One is the subject. The other one is the predicate, children. The subject is called the naming part and the predicate is called the telling part, children. Now let us learn more about it. What is a subject? A subject is a person, an animal, a thing, or a place we talk about in a sentence. A subject may consist of one word or many words, children. What is a predicate? A predicate is what we talk about a subject. A predicate may also consist of one word or many words. But the most important is the predicate must have a verb. Now let us learn more about subject and predicate with examples, children. We have separated subject and predicate. Now let us take an apple. An apple is red in color. What are we talking about, children, here? We are talking about an apple. And what are we talking about this apple? We are talking that the apple is red in color. So, we are talking about the apple. It tells us who or what the sentence is about. It is the doer of the action, means it is telling us that the apple is red in color. Now let us take another example, children. What is this? This is a fish which swims in water. So what are we talking about in this sentence, children? We are talking about a fish. And what are we talking? We are talking that a fish swims in water. So the fish becomes the subject because we are talking about the fish, and this swims in water becomes the predicate because we are telling what the fish is doing. It is swimming in water, children. The first part, that is the apple and the fish, is the naming part, children. These are the names, no, children? The apple, fish, these are the names. So it is the naming part, as they are telling us who or what the sentence is all about. Can you see, children? If we remove this apple, we will be confused. Is red in color? It can be anything, children. My dress is red in color. Your dress is red in color. The house is red in color. The tiffin is red in color. But when we mention apple, it becomes a complete sentence. Okay, now the apple is red in color. Similarly, if we don't add this fish which swims in water, then who swims in water? I swim in water, or any other fish swims in water. So if we mention fish, then it becomes a complete sentence, because now we can say the fish swims in water. So the predicate is the telling part, that is the second part of the sentence. Red in color and swims in water is the telling part. It is what we talk about the subject. Now let us take few more examples, children. The boy eats an ice cream for dessert. You all love to eat an ice cream, no, children? So this boy also loves to eat an ice cream for dessert. So what are we talking about in this sentence, children? We are talking about this boy. So boy becomes the subject. What are we talking about this boy in this sentence, children? We are talking that the boy is eating an ice cream for dessert. Did you understand, children? So this becomes the predicate. And all, as I have already said, that all the predicates must have a verb. So what is the verb here? Verb is eats. Understood, children? Now let us take another example, children. The horse ran in the field. Oh my God, the horse is running. Okay. So what are we talking about in this sentence, children? We are talking about this horse. So the horse becomes the subject. And what is this horse doing, children? This horse is running in the field. So ran in the field becomes the predicate, children. And this predicate, is it having a verb? Yes, it is having a verb also. So did you understand what is subject and what is predicate, children? Now let us come to the next part of the video. Let us take some imperative sentences. Imperative sentences means some commands or some requests, as I have already explained you. What do you see in this picture, children? In this picture, a girl is giving a glass of water to another girl. So please give me a glass of water. This girl is wanting a glass of water from this girl. So she is requesting to give a glass of water. So in these kind of sentences, children, where there is a command or a request, always remember, children, the subject is missing, children. The whole part is the predicate because you are telling this to someone. You are asking to give a glass of water to someone else. So the predicate is, please give me a glass of water. But where is the subject here? Where is the subject, children? The subject is you. Okay? Because this girl is asking to this girl for a glass of water. The subject becomes the you. Now, let us take another example. Oh my God, what is this boy doing? This boy is shouting so much, no children? See? We can see the expressions. We cannot hear, but we can see the expressions. So I'll say this boy, don't shout. So this is a command which I am giving to this boy. So where is the subject here? Again, there is no subject. I am telling this to a boy to keep quiet, not to shout. So there is no subject over here. The subject will be you. Understood, children? You is the subject. And both these predicates, and this is a predicate and this is a predicate. So this predicate, as I told you, is having a verb also. Give is a verb. This predicate is also having a verb. So did you understand? Always remember, children, all the predicates should have a verb. Now, did you understand this about imperative sentences? That whenever there is an imperative sentence, the subject becomes you and the whole thing is the predicate. Now, let us go to another part of our subject and predicate. Take few examples for interrogative and exclamatory sentences. Remember, children, in these kind of sentences where there is a question mark, interrogative means question mark, children, and exclamation mark, those are exclamatory sentences. So what happens, children, in those kind of sentences? Suppose, how did you come to school? This is a question, children. So remember, children, in these kind of sentences, the subject comes after the predicate. In all other sentences, children, the subject comes before the predicate. Like I showed you, the apple is red in color. The apple is the subject coming before the predicate. Fish swims in water. Fish is the subject which is coming before the predicate. But in these kind of sentences, children, the subject comes either in the middle or in the end of the sentence, children. So this is the predicate. This is the predicate. Come to school and how did? And you becomes the subject here. It is coming in the middle of the sentence because it is a question mark, children. Understood? And it is also having a, as I told you, predicates, they all have a, yes, verb. Predicates always have a verb, children. So come is a verb. Understood, children? Now let us take another example for this kind of sentences, children. How unhappy she looked. This is an exclamatory sentence ending with an exclamation mark, children. Here again the subject comes in the middle. See, she. We are talking about this girl. We are talking about she. What are we talking? That she is looking very unhappy. This is an exclamation mark. So the subject comes in the middle. This becomes the predicate and this becomes the predicate. And she is the subject about whom we are talking in this sentence. This is the subject. this is the predicate and this is the predicate. And as I told you again, predicates always have a verb. So predicate is having a verb also. I hope you understood about interrogative sentences and exclamatory sentences where the subject comes, children. I hope it is clear to you. And in my previous slide, I showed you when there is no subject in the commands or requests in imperative kind of sentences, where there is a command or a request, the subject is missing. So the subject becomes you. Now, let us see, in these kind of sentences, the subject comes after the predicate. Now, children, let us see a summary of what we have done today, children. Sentence, kinds of sentence, parts of sentence. Parts of sentence, we have completed subject and we have completed predicate, children. So remember, children, what all things we have completed. I hope you have understood and you are benefited with this video, children. If you have any doubts, children, kindly, you have my number, kindly you can WhatsApp me, children, or you can mail me, since you are having my email ID also. I'll tell you in my next slide what to do in your notebooks. We have already completed all the exercises of this chapter in the book. I'll tell you to do it in the notebook, children. Till then, thank you, children, and bye.